The introduction of the bimodal voter accreditation system marks a significant steps towards achieving credible elections in Nigeria. As such, the Independent National Electoral Commission has allayed the fear of some stakeholders in Bayelsa State that the Bvas for Saturday's off-season governorship election can be faked by some people to rig the process. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, represented by the National Commissioner in charge of Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and River States, May Agbamuche Umbo, said the Bvas machines are customized and cannot be manipulated. Well, one question one will be asking is, we've been using these Bvas. This is not the first time we're prosecuting, deploying this machine for our electoral processes. But do you think this Bvas really can be faked?
This is Nigeria. Let's be realistic. There's nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. It's not even about faking the Bvas. It's about using the Bvas, to transmit results. Because last election, it's still fresh, in our memory, just like yesterday. It's about deploying the Bvas and use it according to, use it accordingly the way it's supposed to be used. Faking for INEC representative of INEC chairman to come and say, reassure voters that it cannot be fake, or it cannot be faked. I don't know where that is coming from. Maybe they are faking it, or this is a off-season election, and anything is possible. We know how off-season election goes in Nigeria. In fact, the president story yesterday until now, the crisis, in most of these states, Kogi is Imo State, and then Bayelsa. I will beg INEC, let INEC use this election to correct the mistake they made in the last elections and give Nigerians assurance that it's possible. And then she assured them, that's the representative of INEC chairman, that the Bvas cannot be fake. Nobody can fake it. So if you're assuring them, please follow it up. Because when people speak at times, there's something backing it. They may have seen it being faked. There is nothing beyond Nigerian politicians. They can do anything. And don't allow politicians drive the process. Don't allow the politicians control the narrative. You are INEC. This is an opportunity for you to correct the mistake we had before. Nigerians, before the last election came out, that voter party died. People came out to express the voting right. A lot of people were not interested years back in voting. Well, last election gingered a lot of people out because the indicators were clear, that everything was going to be all right. And then we have this mistake. People make mistakes. Let's admit that, and we've passed that. Another election.
I'm still exactly not sure about these mistakes you're talking about, because this bimodal voter accreditation system are being configured for the polling units, and then you can't use them in different polling units. So exactly what are some of the issues for you in these elections? That
I was at an election. I was in the last election,
right,
throughout presidential and governorship election. I monitored it, so I know the Bvas could be manipulated. People are using it to send pictures which shouldn't be. Other pictures that are not related to INEC. You're sending personal pictures. That's what I'm trying to say. It could be manipulated. At times, it was not used. We know. Don't let us go into issues that happen, because even let's not go there. A lot happened in that election, and I said it has passed. Let's use this re-election to correct that mistake. Ask anybody. There was a mistake. There was an error in the last election. We can correct it now. So it's not for INEC to start reassuring Nigeria. Do the right thing. People will see.
But
Action speaks.
But they need to also reassure Nigerians.
There's nothing wrong with Bvas. It's been configured according to her. So, but if there are issues, stay on it and then make sure the politicians don't control it. That's just my take.
Dr. What are the issues you're watching, you're reading for these, coming election vis-a-vis that of INEC's position that the Bvas cannot be faked, and then we've used it in previous elections, and then this election, nothing can be wrong with it?
Well, I think the first thing for me is for politicians to understand that the Bvas is not for counting votes. is not for transmitting the results, it's simply for accreditation. We saw a lot of, some of it happen, even through top politicians in the last election.
Through IREV, we can transmit results. Through the IREV.
So, when you say transmitting, are you trying to say it is rather used to upload these results?
No. It is just for accreditation. Simple. That's the first stage. Right. It's just for accreditation. If you ask me, the issue we should be talking about with this accreditation or transmission of, we will be having the network to do the job. Because this is based on telecoms usage. It's something that helps you to just say, okay, this man, you've been accredited here, your information should be on this. Then, okay, let's see. Okay, it's there. You confirm it. And because over time, INEC has said there won't be manual accreditation.
That's right.
Except in very extreme cases. And that is what this is all about. Politicians saying, yes, it can be faked and all the rest. Except they have gone into the system of INEC.
Don't underestimate it.
To go and steal the software used in that configuration. That's the only thing that can go wrong. If not, if that has not happened, if it's about somebody bringing what I'll call the gadget itself that is not configured for that purpose or for that, it won't work. It's polling unit specific. So what you can have is for it not to even come up at all because there is network issue. And if you look at it during the last election, those things were resolved over time. For instance, I think it was Nyesom Wike who showed up. He couldn't get accredited. He went back, he came back, he went back. It was the third time that he was accredited, which is what we are praying won't happen now, especially with the rains coming down. We know what happens in Nigeria once it starts raining. Telecoms begin to fail. Today, getting on the net was a problem for a lot of people, all the networks across. So that's the one we should be looking at. And the good news, this is an off-cycle election. You can have only 3 states. You can have as many of them as possible. It's just a matter of, okay, this is the code for this center. You put it in and the thing brings up all the data you need. So that's the only area where I have my fear. But for people, somebody to just wake up and say, I have the software, I can manipulate it, I think it's a long way away.
You know why I'm saying it? Because even they hack into bank system.
No doubt.
So that's why INEC. That's why I'm urging INEC to make sure that they have a watertight security firewall on their system, because Nigerians, we know when it comes to election, a lot can happen.
I agree with you. A lot can happen, but I think at this...
I want to believe them until the election result comes.
But if not Bvas, is there any other system that you think INEC could have?
Bvas is okay. Let's build on it. The mistake, when you have new technology, there are mistakes because it's a learning process.
Yeah.
So as you move on every day, you progress on it. Just like your phone. There are certain things you don't know, but if each day you use it, you discover those, you can work around it. I believe with our sincerity, if we're sincere to get these things right, what's the Bvas for me? It's okay.
Well, the success or failure of these off-season elections in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states, really will further shape the opinions of people as regards the Independent National Electoral Commission. Let's move on to